about some tips for success. These are mainly from what I learned in my year of fundraising in New York City. Slide. So number one, be bold. When I was in Manhattan for the first 10 weeks, I did twice a week shifts on the streets of Manhattan where we just had a clipboard and we had information about our program and we had a table with more information, and we would just walk up to anyone that passed by and say, "Hi, my name's Lisa and I'm here with a great inner city youth development nonprofit. Can you take a moment to speak with me?" I'm sure that you've all run into someone from UNICEF or some nonprofit who wants to talk to you on the street and ask you to give money and tell you about their cause. So that's what I did. It was very challenging in Manhattan where people are often not nice. And so what I learned is that you have to be really bold and you have to keep smiling the whole time, and then after some hours you might I know this is not very inspiring, but just wait. There are people that stop and they care about what you have to say, and you can engage them in a really great conversation and first and foremost get the word out for what you're trying to do. I think that's really important. And don't be discouraged if they listen to everything that you have to say and they say, "I really support you, I can't give you any money today." That's not wasted effort, because that's one more person that knows about what you're trying to do. That said, when you get to your ask and you say, "So, can you support me by paying for one child to be in our program for this year with $76, that was my speech, and they say, "Sure, I can do that," then it's just such an amazing feeling. And one of my friends there are several times when we got gifts of $150 and $350. I had one friend who I was fundraising with on the streets last summer, and she didn't even get through her entire speech. We had really well-crafted scripts, and the lady said, "I like what you're doing. I'd like to donate $500. And she just gave us her credit card, and she donated $500 within like 10 minutes. It was awesome. So that said, I don't expect you all to go out on the streets of Oakland and do that. If you want to, I say more power to you, because you can earn money, but even if you don't, you will earn so many skills, so many people skills. You'll be able to talk to anyone. Asking for money is so scary, and it can be really degrading because people say no a lot. But the more you do it, the less scary it is, and the more confident you become about your cause and your stance, and then you can talk to more and more people about what you're trying to do and be convincing. So anyway, that was a segue, but whatever form of fundraising that you're engaging with, you want to be bold. And that means really saying, like, this is who I am, this is what I'm trying to do, I'm confident about it, and you should be too. And I'm not shy to ask you for what some people might think is a lot of money, because it's worth it, and you should give it to me. So you want to say that in a nice way, but being bold means asking big. So if you have a number, like we're filling out our SMART goals, and you say, okay, it's going to cost me $10,000 to produce this album, so how many people do I have to give? I have to get 100 people to give $100, and then I can do this. Now, it's it's $100 is a pretty big donation for some people. But if you ask big, then first of all, you have some leeway to drop your ask. So you always want to start with a number that you think someone might say no to. Maybe not a ridiculous number, but start with $100, for example, depending on what your goal is and who you're asking. And if they say, I'm really not comfortable giving that much money, then you can say, I understand, not everyone has $100 to spare. Would you consider giving $75?
PeaceTones.